If you're playing Solstice, you're getting Compass Rose drops. It got a perk refresh, it's easy to obtain. Also, so is the Something New hand cannon. There's a lot of potential drops between the two weapons, and that hand cannon's gonna get a longer review in the upcoming days. But as you're playing and farming for weapons and armor, be on the lookout for this roll right here. It's the only shotgun in the game with it, and with everything put together, it is amazing. I wanna show you how this is working, the things that it pairs with, and I believe it's the pound for pound chase god roll. I'm gonna show you why compared to other rolls and perks. Turnabout Trench Barrel. Don't miss out on it. Why it's special? It's the only shotgun in the game to have it, and it's the only shotgun in the game because most weapons, for that matter, have turnabout in the second column. And we just had a pellet shotgun buff, increased pellet shotgun PvE damage bonus from 10% to 25%. Compass Rose is a precision solar frame, 65 RPM, so here's why you want it. The act of breaking a shield grants an overshield, and if you played with turnabout in higher end activities, you understand the benefit of it. So you get that extra health. Well, when you melee an enemy, you get 3 shots loaded of Trench Barrel. It lasts for 5 seconds or until after you shoot the 3 shots. And in that time frame, you get plus 30 handling, around 25 reload speed, and for the 3 shots, those pellets deal 50% more damage. And guys, 50% more damage on top of the already base 25% buff, it's amazing. It's on a harder hitting archetype, and this isn't taking into account other damage perks on top like Radiant and others, but just by itself, it's awesome. It's great. Usually turnabouts in the second column so you can combine it with great perks. You're giving yourself an overshield on the shield break stun, then you melee and unleash the 50% more. It pairs with a lot of things. Arc 3.0 is coming up, and we have Assassin's Cal as an example. Powered melee final blows grant invisibility and restore a portion of health and shield. So you can get a melee on an ad, get your health back, get your shields up, go invisible. You have Trench ×3 loaded in, just for free. You go right up to the shield, the first shot, it will break it, stun them a little bit, give you that overshield, then you have 2 more Trench Barrel shots. The one that I have is Small Bore Accurized Handling Masterwork. The combo is what really matters. Turnabout, Trench Barrel. It's all RNG. I'm still grinding because in that mag column, you do want Assault Mag for a faster fire rate, or possibly Appended Mag or Tac Mag to get the magazine up just a little bit. There are some other things that Compass Rose can offer in PvE, but this one stands way out. And you might be thinking, well, what about Golden Tricorn with Turnabout? The issue with that, Golden Tricorn, you get a kill for 5 seconds, it deals 15% more damage. And in that time frame, since this is a solar weapon, when you get a solar ability, Final Blow, it goes to Tricorn ×2. It deals 50% more damage. Now, this would be a winner on a primary weapon, but since you only get so much special, when you compare it to Trench Barrel, which is contained, it's right there in the moment, the damage is there when you need it. They both do 50% more damage. Trench is just right on the enemy with 3 shots. With Golden Tricorn, you're running around trying to find an enemy, then getting an ability final blow on another enemy. You would need an ad and a shield enemy next to each other. Meanwhile, you're running around trying to make use of Golden Tricorn ×2 with like 14 total shotgun shots. Turnabout Trench is the way to go. There's nothing in the game like it. So look for your drops and look for the combination. There are some other things that compare with Turnabout. We have something like Incandescent. I also have this roll. I have Turnabout Incandescent. The deal with that is if you are within a lot of enemies, get some shotgun kills on some ads, it's going to spread Scorch. Well, if the Scorch somehow breaks the shield of a shielded enemy, it will proc Turnabout. You get a lot of kills on ads, the Scorch starts adding up, you get an ignition somewhere. But that's a lot of ammo to try to break that shield with splash damage, essentially. It's Splash Scorch. You might as well just hit him right with it, get the overshield, and go to town with something like Trench Barrel. I need to mention it does have the Dreamwork trait. Now, if you haven't been paying attention to Twitter, Reddit, other content creators, this isn't exactly working as intended. Now, the trait reads, once per reload, an assist or assisted final blow, this weapon will partially refill from reserves, potentially overflowing the mag. It's working with other weapons that it shouldn't be, like Galley, Fourth Horseman. It's so fun. It's very strong. Enjoy it while you can. By itself, though, it is a good perk. When it comes to it working correctly for this weapon, once they change it, it's going to be good. Because let's say you pop a shield, get an overshield because of Turnabout. Who's to say a teammate doesn't finish off that enemy? Well, that mag can get to 7, 8, or 9. You can just stow it, bring it back out later. It's a very strong trait. And if you've been playing with it, I'm pretty sure that you see the value. So they did a good job with it. Now for PvE, when it comes to barrels and mag, slot in best available. Full choke, tight pellet spread, smooth bore, it works too. It's the most range, but you have increased pellet spread. That's going to be okay. Otherwise, fluted for handling. Magazine, Assault Mag appended or accurized. And even though I firmly believe that Turnabout Trench is the way, that isn't to say you can't go Turnabout Vorpal. It only does 15% against those yellow bars, but you don't need the melee. Essentially, you just wail on them, get the overshield, get a little bit more damage. But I personally value the 50% for the 3 shots, including that melee. We have Lead from Gold with Trench, Vorpal, or Tricorn. Then there's Speed with Surplus or Quick Draw in the first column. That's going to be good, but you will be getting more traction out of other options in PvE. 100% more traction. So I'd personally stay away. It's a beast of a PvE shotgun. Be on the lookout for it. It sucks because it appears as kind of a FOMO situation. But I've been using this, I've been really enjoying it. You can do cool things with Night Stalker, you can do cool things with Titan and Warlock. It's a great damage loop. When it comes to the Crucible, we need to have a talk here. We had a returning king come back not too long ago, the Matador 64. I called it the Metador. A lot of people mained it for a little bit, and even Frostbolt recently, he's been maining it for a long time. He had to put it down. He said he couldn't do it anymore. It left way too many people alive, it wasn't performing. With shotgun range capped, with fire rate meaning a lot or overall damage, the precision frame falls in a weird spot. I personally don't think that they're good right now, and who's to say that they won't touch shotguns for a 29th time in the Crucible? There's always a chance for that, and when they do, then and only then will I bring this thing out. I think lightweights and high impacts are the strongest archetype currently for the PvP meta. When it comes to these precision frames, even in close distance it fails, and all I think is, well, if it is failing at this range, I wish I had a lightweight so I can do a follow-up shot. I wish I had Fellwinter or Astral, because that probably would have dropped him because of the overall damage. These just tend to fail, which is a shame because Compass Rose does have great perk combinations for the Crucible. I will give it that. Barrel and mag-wise, the main things are range and handling. So at base, if you are going for actual perks in the first and second column for handling, you need to go range. But if you aren't going range, you need to go handling on this thing. It's got low base handling. So ideally, for that handling, it's Corkscrew or Barrel Shroud, and then you go Accurized Rounds and Arranged Masterwork. So that ups its strength, which is the range. It also helps the weakness, which is handling. Full Choke does work, Assault Mag does work, just slot in best available. But the perks, you can't go wrong with Quick Draw Snapshot, Surplus Snapshot. Both are going to be good, and I don't think that there's actually a clear winner here between Quick Draw and Surplus. Both do similar things with different perk triggers. Quick Draw is just plainly a fast ready speed, and that's great. Surplus is tied to abilities, and all three abilities give the most. So all three charges up, you get 50 handling. It approaches 100 handling, 95 to be exact, if you go with Barrel Shroud in the way we talked about. It's fine. But in this particular case, I think that Quick Draw is better, because on other weapons, Surplus does also help the aim down sight speed, because your handling stat is your stow ready and aim down sights. Well, we do have Snapshot in the other column, so it's taking away that benefit that Surplus gives to other weapons. So with Quick Draw Snap, you have the fast ready speed, you have the fast aim down sights, it's just good to go. Surplus doesn't get to 100 handling unless you go handling masterwork, stuff like Barrel Shroud, and yes, it also does help the reload and things like that, but in PvP you aren't chambering in 6 straight. Moving on, there is a small case for Air Assault, and I have to talk about it because getting high airborne on a special is beneficial. I'm not sold on it, you do you, but it is an option. Mostly you're going for Quick Draw or Surplus right here. We also have Fragile Focus. I'm not a fan of it on short-ranged weapons. It gets around plus 20 range when the perk is up, so there's a potential it can get to 100 range. However, you are losing out on the snappiness from Surplus or Quick Draw. It is pellet RNG. The range is hard capped. You're pretty much there already. It's going to be up to you. I personally don't like it there. And when it comes to that one-hit kill distance, I would much rather actually use a damage perk, and I'll talk about that in the second column. With this other side, aside from all-around snappiness with Snapshot, we have Trench Barrel, which is kind of funny. Land of melee, 50% more damage, and that's going to be your distance kills compared to Fragile Focus, because the fall-off damage has a little decay. It can also deal with wells and bubbles. We have Golden Tricorn, a good aggressive perk, because you get a kill 50% more damage after that first kill, and it can help with a more consistent one-hit kill range. We have Incandescent. We have this on without remorse. It's okay on a special weapon. Adagio. Again, even though it slows down the fire rate, remember, it also adds plus 10 range. So if you're at 80, it would be at 90. If you're at 90, it would be at 100. It can almost cap your range. You also do more damage, so it turns into a near max range high impact. There's no issues there. But as I'm watching these drop, I'm looking for the speed. It has all the right things for that. It has Assault Mag, it has Quick Draw, it has Snapshot, it has high range, you're gonna have max handling. That's what I'm looking for. There are various ways to go in the Crucible, but I don't think that this archetype performs well. I do suggest that you do try it. Find out for yourself. If it's consistent for you and you start going off versus your regular shotguns that you normally use, then just do it. That's what needs to happen. See for yourself. In conclusion here, it actually has a pretty good perk refresh. There are some PvP qualities. If you get the right roll, try it out. If not, at least keep it in the vault because it has all the right things. This is more of a PvE shotgun. I am very impressed with Turnabout Trench Barrel, and I hope that you get one soon so you can try it out. There's a ton of things you can do with all the different subclass aspects and fragments. And there's going to be things you can do with Arc 3.0. It's a pretty good shotgun. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Compass Rose down below. What are your thoughts on it, and what rolls are you looking for? Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.